Somewhere inside Tesla right now, 4 separate battles are deciding what the cheapest car they've ever built is going to look like. A Cybertruck's little brother? Or just another EV built for someone else's country? How would Elon settle this? Because if Tesla gets even one of these battles wrong, NV9 could become the first Tesla people buy with their wallet instead of their heart. 1. How could NV9 feel like a flex instead of a downgrade?
Let's get one thing straight before we go any further. Tesla already tried the make it cheaper move once this year, and it did not go the way anyone at Fremont wanted. When the Model 3 Standard and Model Y Standard dropped in October 2025, the internet didn't call them affordable. They called them stripped. And once that label sticks, it's almost impossible to shake. Nobody wants to feel like they bought the version that reminds everyone else what they couldn't afford. And be honest, nobody spends Tesla money hoping people see compromise, right? Gone was the front light bar. Back came separate narrow headlights that looked like a downgrade. Instead of feeling innovative, it felt like a cut-down version of something better, and that dampened demand the moment it launched. That's not a rumor. That's the actual sales momentum Tesla lost because a design choice made the car look like a punishment for not having enough money. So now picture the pressure sitting on whoever is sketching the NV9 right now. This isn't just build a cheap car. This is build a cheap car after the last cheap car became a meme.
And here's the part that should actually get your attention. The leaked sketches floating around right now don't look like round 2 of that mistake.
Early leak descriptions point to sharper headlights, no front light bar by design rather than by cutback, and a clean, minimalist front end that early impressions suggest could look better proportioned than the Model Y Standard, specifically because it was built for this shape from day one, not chopped down from a bigger car. Where the standard trims looked like Tesla removed things, the Model 2 leaks describe a car with distinct, cohesive hatchback proportions built with purpose. Buyers forgive affordability. They don't forgive feeling downgraded. That distinction matters more than it sounds. A stripped car and a purpose-built cheap car can use the exact same features list and land in completely different places in your brain. One feels like a punishment, the other feels like a flex. Tesla is betting the entire reputation of this vehicle on which side of that line the NV9 lands on. Because the moment we stop saying, that's a Tesla, and start saying, that's the cheap Tesla, the battle is already lost.
Hold on. If you are sitting there thinking, there's no way Tesla pulls this off without breaking our hearts, you need to lock in right now.
Hit that subscribe button, seriously, because over the next few minutes, we are exposing internal data that proves Elon is playing a completely different game with this exterior than the mainstream media is telling you.
2. Which DNA would Elon be actually on?
That flex or downgrade line doesn't stop at headlights. It runs straight into the biggest material fight happening inside Tesla's design room right now. Here's where we are splitting into 2 camps, and if you've spent any time in Tesla comment sections lately, you already know exactly which side you're on. Camp 1 wants Cybertruck DNA. Raw, unpainted panels, sharp creases, a body that shrugs off a shopping cart in a parking lot without you needing to think about it. This camp doesn't just want a cheap car. They want a cheap car that still feels like it belongs to the same family as a $100,000 truck that dents shopping carts instead of the other way around. Camp 2 says that's a fantasy. Stainless steel is brutal to stamp into anything but flat panels, which is exactly why the Cybertruck looks like an origami sheet metal experiment instead of a smooth crossover. A mass-market hatchback needs curves, needs volume, needs a body that can be pumped out at a speed that stainless steel manufacturing simply cannot match. This camp thinks the material fight is already over before it started. Nobody's wrong here, and that's what makes it fun to argue about. But look at what Tesla is actually optimizing for with this car. Tesla almost never chooses materials because they're cool. Tesla chooses materials because they survive at scale. Gigacasting exists to build fewer, bigger panels faster. And Tesla has publicly leaned into larger single-piece castings specifically to cut weld points and speed up assembly on cheaper vehicles. Think about what Tesla really wants. Millions of cars, fewer parts, faster assembly, less labor, less cost. Stainless steel solves durability. Gigacasting solves affordability. That production philosophy doesn't marry well with unpainted stainless steel panels the way it does with curved cast aluminum and steel bodies. So if you're betting money, bet on paint. But don't be shocked if Tesla throws Camp 1 a bone somewhere on this car. Because Elon has never resisted a chance to make a cheap product still look like it belongs on a poster. Cybertruck may have introduced stainless steel, but what Tesla probably wants from Cybertruck isn't the material, it's the attitude.
3. How does Tesla avoid losing the one detail that makes it a Tesla?
Now here's the detail that should actually worry you more than the paint job. Walk through any parking lot, you can usually spot the Tesla before you even see the badge. A signature of Tesla. A glass roof that stretches from the windshield all the way to the trunk uninterrupted. Did you ever realize that? It's the single detail that makes a Tesla look expensive in a parking lot full of gas cars, even when it's the cheapest trim on the lot. Take that away, and you're not just removing a feature. You're removing the one thing that visually separates a Tesla from every other white crossover on a dealer lot.
So, ask yourself the question we are quietly terrified of. Does a $25,000 to $30,000 car keep that panoramic glass? Or does it get swapped for a cheap tin roof to save cost? Nobody has confirmed either direction publicly, and anyone telling you they know for sure is guessing.
But think about what Tesla is actually selling here. This isn't a company competing on price alone because the Nissan Leaf and Chevy Equinox already win that fight on paper. Tesla's entire pitch to first-time buyers has always been, this is the affordable car that still looks like the future. Strip the glass roof, and that pitch collapses. Suddenly, it stops looking aspirational. Suddenly, it starts looking practical. And Tesla has spent 20 years convincing people they can have both, which is exactly why the smart money says Tesla protects this detail even if it costs them margin everywhere else, because losing it turns the Model 2 into just another cheap EV nobody remembers by name. Door handles carry the same tension, just smaller. Model 3 already normalized flush handles that pop out when you approach. The Cybercab went even further and killed handles completely, opening through your phone or facial recognition instead. So be honest. If Tesla deletes handles completely, are you impressed? Or are you worried your parents will never figure out how to get inside? But a handleless door is the kind of detail that goes viral in a 15-second clip the moment someone films a stranger reacting to it in a parking lot. Tesla knows that. Whether they can afford it on a budget platform is the real open question nobody outside Fremont can answer yet. But even if Tesla nails every single detail on this car, none of it matters if the shape underneath doesn't match what the driveway it's parking in actually wants.
4. What shape wins the fight for the American driveway?
Now let's talk about the argument that's actually splitting us down the middle right now, because it's bigger than paint or glass. It's about whether this car is even built for you. Leaked sketches point toward hatchback proportions, and in Europe, that's basically a victory lap. European buyers have wanted a proper Tesla hatchback for years, something that slots into the same lane as a Golf or an ID3, tight enough for narrow streets and easy parking. If the leaks are accurate, Europe is about to get exactly what it's been begging for. But you're not watching this channel from a narrow street in Amsterdam. We're American. And in America, a hatchback carries baggage that has nothing to do with how the car actually drives. It's the shape people associate with couldn't afford the real thing. Ground clearance sells here. Crossover proportions sell here. We buy road trip cars, Costco cars, Home Depot cars, national park cars, kid hauling cars. Let's ask any dealer why the Model Y outsells the Model 3 despite costing more. And the honest answer always comes back to shape before it comes back to features. Is it true? So here's the real fight happening inside Tesla right now. whether they've said it publicly or not. Does this car get one universal shape that makes Europe happy and asks America to accept something it's historically rejected? Or does Tesla build enough visual separation between markets that the American version reads as a compact crossover, even if the European version reads as a hatchback underneath the same platform? Think about what's actually at stake if Tesla gets this wrong. The Model Y didn't become one of the best-selling vehicles on the planet because it was the cheapest option. It became a phenomenon because it looked like the shape Americans already wanted to buy, wrapped around an electric drivetrain. If the NV9 launches looking like a European city car dropped into American driveways, you already know how that story ends, because you just watched it happen with the Model Y standard backlash a few months ago. Here's the detail worth sitting with. Reports on this next-generation cheap Tesla point to production starting in Shanghai first, with expansion to other markets happening later. Sources indicated production would be based in Shanghai initially, with plans to eventually expand to the US and Europe. That's not automatically bad, but it does raise one uncomfortable possibility. The Tesla Americans have been asking for over the last decade might be designed around someone else's priorities first. That single fact should make us nervous for a completely different reason than Europeans. If China gets first access to whatever shape Tesla lands on, you're not just waiting longer. You're watching the car get shaped, priced, and positioned around a market that isn't yours first. Tesla already proved it can build expensive cars people dream about. The unanswered question is whether it can make millions of affordable cars without making Tesla feel ordinary. That's the experiment we're all watching now.